Now that a lot of players are playing off coverage due to the topic we talked about in our last Friday's video, I'm going to show you guys how to rocket catch because press coverage is gone. Let's get into it. What is up, guys? Here from the Madden YouTube channel. In today's video, we're going to show you guys how to user catch effectively on the sideline against the man coverage meta. Now, if you guys missed Friday's video, I would strongly urge you to go watch that first because we talked about the short out elite meta and why press coverage in Madden 23 is effectively dead unless your opponents may be playing some two-man under, which again, still a bad proposition. A lot of players are going to still sit in man-to-man coverage. They're going to play off coverage to avoid the beat press animations from the short out elite. And you guys are going to want to learn how to user jetpack or rocket catch, whatever it's been called over the years. The actual technical term for this is really a user jetpack because the animation that we're getting is going to jump up inside while the DB is floating back to where they think the ball is going. A rocket catch, at least in older terms, is a snap into a straight up leaping directly up in the air and catch the ball with two hands animation. But I think the phrases have become kind of fused and synonymous with one another. So whatever you guys call it, we're going to show you guys how to do this here. Now, I think that your formation is very, very important. I think that other things are pretty important as well. I think you guys want to have set feet lead on your quarterback because that's going to give you a lower trajectory. The ball's going to get there quicker. The shorter the ball's in the air, the less time the DB has to hit you from behind and knock it out. Really, really important stuff here. And then obviously height. And I think height of your receiver is pretty key. I think that certain DBs, respond better than others. So you're going to want to be in that sweet spot of, I would say, honestly, 6'2", 6'3". I find that when I start to put in some of the taller guys, they might over animate a little bit. And those over animations, again, leave them in the air to be hit from behind by DBs that might break on the throw. And if they have those knockout abilities, you end up dropping the football. So you don't really want super, super tall, in my opinion. Some players will say taller is better. I'm going to tell you the sweet spot's about 6'2", 6'3". The other thing that's really important, you want to choose a formation that is going to put your receiver on the red line. What is the red line? Well, you have to go into practice mode for that. See right here that we have the red line down the left and right sidelines. You want to have a receiver that lines up pretty close to this. If they line up several steps inside of this, pass leading is a lot tougher. If they line up outside of this, the ball has to travel further distance from the quarterback to the player, which allows more time for the DB to break on the football. So how do we do this? Well, there's a lot of different camps. Hey guys, before we get into this portion of the video, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. It's absolutely free. It helps out the channel. Drop a comment below. Put an emoji, something in there that'll help push this video out in the algorithm to other Madden players just like you that are looking for Madden tips and tutorial content. If you guys want a little bit more, head over to my strategy website, gridirongameplans.gg. I'm telling you, in the last week, the vault has been absolutely on fire. We've had probably 6 or 7 top tier tips. That would be maybe the headliner tip of an individual vault update. I put them out in the last week, including how to make your run game the best it's been all year. So make sure you guys go check it out. Now back to the video. So how do we do this? Well, first we're going to start off with a streak. I think it's really, really important to use the streak over the fade. I just think it runs the route better, more direct, gets into the body of the defensive back, turns their hips faster. And those are things that you really, really want. Now, some of you are going to feel more comfortable doing a number of different things. Some of you are going to freeform. Some of you are just going to pass with the regular pass lead on the left stick. Some of you are going to highball. It's going to vary off of your quarterback's release. Me with Slinger 1, that's Rodgers, Elway. I'm just going to throw basically a regular pass lead to about 10 o'clock. And then from there, I'm going to click onto my wide receiver, immediately get inside. And I kind of hold the strafe button, which is the left trigger, and I'll try to tap Y. And a lot of times you'll get kind of a leaping animation like the one that you saw at the beginning of the video. You see right there, that's an example of over animation. So as you guys practice through this, you see that it was very, very easy to cut off. But the better you get at this, you're going to learn like how to get that animation where they don't necessarily stay in the air as long. And this is going to be the type of animation that you're really looking for. You want to get up and down, and really you don't want to leave your feet that much. That's why I think the 6 foot the 6'2", 6'3" is kind of that sweet spot where they don't really have to do the super jump that a shorter receiver would do at 6 foot. And then they don't do the crazy over animation that guys like Randy Moss do. So, this is without a catch elite ability. Again, you see how this is going to work. I'm just basically letting him get, let's actually zoom out so you guys can see exactly what I'm doing here. I see that when I get the DB's hips turned, that is when I know that I can basically, at this point, I can rip the throw. I think the sweet spot, give or take, is, right here, the ball's on the 40. I'm letting him get to a landmark of about 12 yards, 13 yards before I start my throwing animation. Now, I'm going to show you guys here, the click on is very, very important. You want to be able to click on as soon as you can. You see the ball's only come out about 5-10 yards out of the quarterback's hand at this point. Before I'm clicking on, and I'm getting hard inside leverage on this player, and I'm trying to just pop off a little quick catch animation up the field. You see that that is about a 21-yard throw right there. So this actually, if you think about it, is in fact deep out elite territory. There are cheap or free deep out elites in this game. The problem that I have with a lot of them is that they tend to over animate. So what I mean by that is if I were to put in Randy Moss, who I actually do have on my team for the purpose of just chucking streaks if I need to, and I don't very often, but if I need to, this is something that you do have a deep out for. So right here, we're going to do the same trick with Randy. We're going to let him get about 12 yards, click on, get inside. And you see right there, I just think that the taller guys are a little bit tougher to handle. User control on them is a little bit different. Locomotion style is also very, very different. Players have different locomotion styles. They have short striders, default striders, and long striders. Certain strides can be tougher to kind of like control. So you see right here, like, because of that, Randy Moss doesn't really get the inside position, and then he's forced into kind of some weird catch animations, which I think is a little bit tougher. So with these taller guys, you might even wait for him to get downfield a little bit more, and then you see that it's just tougher. You see that I don't have that natural click-on stick that it seems like I had with the shorter guy. Now, again, with Randy Moss, there's nothing wrong with, deep out elite. If you want to just get the guy's hips turned, throw a high ball, and just try to ag their soul, a lot of players do that. But again, that's dice roll. You want to be able to take the dice roll out of it, and that's what the user catch does. So that's, again, why I recommend kind of the 6'2", 6'3". I don't like the tall guys on this. I really like kind of those 6'2", even 6'1". You could probably get away with some 6'1" guys. So I'm going to put Andre Johnson back in the game here instead of Randy Moss, and we're going to go back to work with him. So go ahead and sub him back over here. So here we're going to test this against cover 0. And again, you're just going to want to kind of get this ball out into a spot and then click on and get this little pop catch. You see right there, I think the pass lead on this is kind of important to talk about as well. In general, I'm throwing this around 10 o'clock. So if you viewed, the controller's stick is a clock, I'm throwing this to about 10 o'clock. Again, some of you might feel like it's more like 9 o'clock, almost a straight pass lead sideways. If you want to, you can kind of do the D-pad. Although you see right there, when I did the D-pad, it completely changed kind of the way that interacted right there. Again, different quarterback releases, different, styles of throwing the football, different velocity abilities are going to dictate how you pass lead it. But me personally, I'm more of a left thumbstick passer. So for me, I'm just going to kind of read his release, let him get to the landmark, click on, get inside position, do the little pop catch. You see that I get up, get down real quick. It's really, really hard to knock this ball out. But this is something that you're going to want to do, and it's going to take practice. You guys are definitely going to. But this is going to be something that obviously you guys are going to want to practice. I think that this is really, really important as you guys are playing this game. A lot of players, especially that I was watching in the MCS eliminations, they're throwing a lot of high balls still, which is, again, purely dice roll. This, at least you can live with it being on you. If you screw it up, at least you tried to click on and make the play yourself. You just failed. But the sky's the limit with this. I mean, as you get better with this particular concept, you're going to be able to rip off these catches. And so there you guys have it. User jetpacking, really, really simple. The long and the short of it is streak routes, red line, 6'2", throw the ball up and outside, click on, get a hard cut inside, maybe tap that left trigger to strafe up a little bit and press Y. You'll be able to rip off these catches underneath a man coverage while the man coverage thinks the ball's going to the spot where you're pass leading it to. So you guys have it, jetpacking. Hope you guys liked the video. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. We'll see you guys right back here tomorrow with our next video upload. Until then, this is Zan. Get in the lab and good luck.